Hey everyone, this is our proof of life video. Everyone has been so supportive throughout my health journey. I wanted to make sure that I hopped on and checked in. I know that I dropped out of communication with everyone this past month, and I do apologize for that. I know I caused a lot of people to worry. Your concerns were completely valid. It's been a very difficult and stressful month, and I was just too overwhelmed to talk to anybody about what was going on. It's been, attempting to really build my life from nothing has been much harder than I could have anticipated. I knew it was going to be a challenge, but some days it doesn't even seem possible that I could, salvage what's left of my life. It's been devastating to realize my health limitations and my body's fragility in real time as I try to return to normal life and reintegrate back into the world. There's so many things that I can no longer do. They're just no longer safe for me to do that I could do before I got sick. And that's very difficult for me because a lot of these things are just like simple, like everyday things, like being able to get on a train or go to campus without getting sick. And also, it's just the awareness of just not having a home has taken a toll. Housing insecurity has been the most devastating consequence of my health crisis. It's created a lot of suffering and it's been incredibly traumatizing for me. So it's been really difficult leaving one temporary living situation and going into another instead of finally having a home that I've been waiting patiently for the past 2 years. And to make matters worse, I ended up in a really sketchy Airbnb situation. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding of why the radio silence happened. But not everything is doom and gloom. I do have some really positive updates to share. If you've already read my updates on my crowdfunding page, this is going to be a recap. But I did meet with my glomerular disease expert last month, and we went over my blood work post Rituximab infusions, and the Rituximab infusions worked. For the past 4 years, almost 4 years, ever since I received my COVID vaccine, my body has been attacking itself, more specifically my kidneys, and the Rituximab infusions did stop these attacks. Unfortunately, the Rituximab can't do anything about the damage that's already happened. But this is such a critical step in for preserving my kidney function and, clearing a path forward towards partial remission. So this is a huge win. These are the results that we hope for. And, this is the healing that I've been fighting for the past several years, hoping to reach, and it finally happened. The downside of undergoing these Rituximab infusion treatments is that, it destroyed all my body's B cells, which is the body's main defense against viral infections. So, I was already immune compromised going into this, and now my immune system is further weakened. To oversimplify, like how Rituximab works, basically, in order to get my body to stop attacking itself, we burned everything to the ground. And, it worked. It was a success. But, now I'm learning about my immune system's fragility and my health limitations in real time. And I guess, unfortunately, what I'm learning is that I'm going to have to restrict my access to public spaces in order to stay safe and healthy. So far, every time I've gone to campus, I've gotten incredibly sick. And it just, puts too much stress on my body, and I get then stuck in this horrible cycle of not being able to get well. I also have some positive news about my crowdfunding efforts. The only reason I survived the worst of my health crisis is because of your generosity and support. The only reason why I'm still alive is because you cared. I'm so grateful, and I just appreciate all the beautiful ways that you've helped me, all the selfless ways that you have come to my rescue, and just all the amazing things that you've done to ensure that Puma and I would be okay throughout this. Because, we live in a world where people don't care about each other. People would rather ignore someone's suffering than help. And, especially when you're in a position like I've been in,
where you need long-term support, which I know is a big ask of friends in the community, people like totally frown upon that, and they really look down on people who ask for help. So in a world where not caring about others is the norm, thank you for sharing your love and your support and compassion with me. And anything I say to express my gratitude feels so inadequate because you saved my life. So thank you so much for caring and helping me survive this horrible nightmare.
Last month, I asked for your support with rebuilding my life, and you responded by sending so many miracles and blessings my way that so many amazing things were accomplished, and I can't thank you enough. Thanks to all your generous contributions and one just really incredible individual donation, I was able to cover the cost of moving out of Brooklyn. I was able to enroll back into school, which was a really intense, back and forth waiting game. I didn't have all my holds removed until the last day of the first week of school. So I didn't even know if I was going to be able to register or have my financial aid dispersed until the very last minute. But thankfully, everything came together. I wasn't able to raise enough money to secure stable housing and find a place to live, but we did raise enough money to cover the cost of staying at an Airbnb, which ended up being a really nightmare scenario. But I feel like I've already overshared about this situation on the update, so I won't revisit that. But the positive news is I now have an opportunity to have a home again.
So I stumbled upon a really cool housing situation. I hope it's legit or I'll be absolutely heartbroken. Basically, I found a room for rent. It's off of 116th Street near Morningside Park. It's available for the next year. It's pet friendly. It's $1,100 plus utilities. And I'm going to check it out this Sunday. And I'll also be able to sign a contract with the subletters, so I'll finally have some kind of lease protections again, which is a big plus in my book. But anyways, basically what the situation is, it's a couple who are, renting out their apartment for the next year while they're traveling abroad. And I'll have a roommate. I'm not going to be obviously not living in the apartment alone. But what I thought was really cool is, they're not trying to get the full cost of their apartment back. They're just kind of trying to recoup some of the costs while they're traveling, or as they kept saying while we talked on the phone, just trying to keep the lights on while they're away. And also by doing that, they thought it would be their way of trying to offer some support, some extra help to someone who needs it when it comes to housing, which I thought was just phenomenal. And basically the perfect situation for my situation as someone trying to rebuild my life and, go back to school. So yeah, I'm really hoping it works out. I'm going to check it out this Sunday. After our conversation, I was so incredibly happy because I felt like this is the breakthrough that I've been waiting for. And, it was the first time I really felt like I had a real chance at rebuilding my life. Because I'll be completely transparent with all of you. I've really struggled this past month and I really felt like, my health tragedy has been just too devastating to get my life back, and my life was over. And this opportunity just restored my hope and my faith and, my optimism about the future. So, I'm really hoping it will work out because, I can't put this tragedy behind me until I'm settled in a home. Like, that's the missing piece. Once I actually have a home again, I can just focus on healing and rebuilding my life and finally, once and for all, put this tragedy behind me. So if you would like to help rebuild my life, help me break free from this horrible cycle of housing insecurity and help me get into a home and put this horrible nightmare behind me once and for all, please consider making a donation. I would greatly appreciate any support to help end this horrible chapter and start a new beginning.